I did a live show with Fantasy Couch. He went live on his channel, I went live on mine, and we did a mock draft. I drafted from the 1.12 spot. Here's a summary video of what went down. Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
What's going on, everybody? I'm now live. We're here with Smitty from the Fantasy Football Show. I just posted the link. Smitty is live streaming on his YouTube channel. I'm live streaming on my YouTube channel. So make sure you guys check out his YouTube channel. Subscribe to him. Link is in the description. It's called The Fantasy Football Show. And hop in the mock draft right now. He posted a little bit prematurely.
Sorry, I thought that's what you said.
Hey, it's all good. If that's the biggest oopsie that's gonna happen, it's all good. People are joining in, spots are filling up. So we're doing a 12-team mock right now on Sleeper. I posted the link, and so you can go hit up Smitty on social media. You can hit me up on social media. It's at Fantasy Couch or at the Fantasy Football Show on Instagram, and we'll grade your team so we can both grade your team. Just an idea, though. Draft order, randomize.
Let's see, what am I going to get? What am I going to get?
Oliver first overall. Good. You got the tail end.
That's right.
Dang, the celebrity draft that the footballers could have got Adams. Instead they went I would have definitely went Adams
definitely.
Adams is such, and he's younger. Oh man.
DJ David Montgomery falling in that draft is ridiculous.
Yeah, David. So, they could have really crushed it. So
let's start it off. Oliver at the 1.01.
We got it's a cool mix. Clock. We got about a 50% Smittyville in here, 50% Couch fam. It's looking good. Kamara number 1 overall.
Kamara goes 1.
Saquon goes 2. I like the pace, guys. You guys deserve a little applause. Pace is good.
Yep. Barkley number. Okay, so McCaffrey went 3, Barkley went 2, Kamara went 1. This looks more like a draft. I don't know if anybody's been following that sleeper draft with Juju, but this is how a draft should look.
But to be honest, that draft could have been a lot worse with the group of diverse celebrities. It could have been a lot. I mean, we're getting all worked up about 3 or 4 picks, but it could have been like getting all worked up about 25 picks. Like, I've seen drafts that crazy before. I'm going to go with Le'Veon Bell. I think he's got his head is more on his shoulders than AB. And let's ring the bell. Can you ring the bell once just for the pick? Or you broke? Oh, you broke it, huh? There we go. Yeah, just a light ring. Nothing. Yeah, there we go. Bell. Boom. DJ's not getting disrespected in our mock. I like it.
Okay, so I'm on the clock. Looks like Mike Thomas went. I'm going to go with... let's see here. I'm going to make a statement here. Go with my boy Odell Beckham Jr. And then with that bookend pick, I'm dropping my other boy, Dalvin Cook.
I love the Odell. And then you're going to go whoever's your top running back right there. That's pretty much like, that's what I don't like giving that advice, like what position. But when people are at the book end or even close to it, I'm like, look, you're probably going to go for an elite wide receiver and the best running back available. Because there's really not too many other options at that book end or even like 10, 11, 12 spot.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, like, I wanted Mike Thomas as well. I like Odell. I would have contemplated going Mike Thomas and Odell back to back with my bookends and gone, zero running back avenue to see, obviously I'd change directions in the 3rd round. If you took Mike Evans, nice. I like Lev Bell, Mike Evans. You can't really go wrong with that duo. Connor and Julio to Lord Peaks, DeAndre Hopkins mix in. I mean, you can't really have a bad team at this point in the start. The real question is going to get when you get to like mid-3rd, what happens and what's going to happen with me at my back-to-back picks down the way.
Well,
am I going to have any players left?
The Amar picks Melvin Gordon, I would say it's looking very bad. We'll see what he picks because he got Zeke 5th overall.
Yeah.
So someone asked about the Jets O-line. I think the Jets O-line it's probably not as bad as people make it out. It is bad. It is probably below average, but I don't think it's going to be bottom 3, not even bottom 5. They upgraded it a little bit, and I think people underestimate Bell. There is risk with drafting Bell. He's on a new team. He hasn't played in a year. Huge risk. But as you guys are seeing just in this mock draft, just already, we haven't even got through the top 20 picks, that running backs are they get more and more scarce every single second, I feel like. Mm-hmm. Melvin Gordon news, right? Zeke news. Damian Williams could be a running back by committee there. I think the coach is lying or is going to change, but I'm still scared. Like, I still feel like it could happen.
I mean, Damian Williams should drop into the top of the 3rd just to be safe, but that's a handcuff situation. If people don't believe in handcuffs, whatever, but when you're talking about situation being king, we're talking about Kansas City. And if you have the ability and you can afford to handcuff, then that pick makes more sense. If you can't handcuff Damian Williams to even his top backup at the time, and we don't even know who that is at this point.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have a clear handcuff.
Then you're setting yourself up for disaster if you can't cuff it properly. But I feel the same way about James Conner. I feel the same way about Todd Gurley. And I feel the same way about a couple situations in the NFL in 2019. I feel like there are some handcuff musts, and Williams is up there. You're coming up, Couch. Adam Thielen, Kerryon Johnson, David Montgomery. David Montgomery, the cat is out of the bag. I'm surprised he even lasted to the 3rd round, top of the 3rd round in this one. Montgomery's going to be a top 18 overall pick, if not top 15 to 18 by the time we hit like near week 1 drafts where people are drafting right before week 1.
Smitty, someone says, "Hey, Brain, tell Smitty there's a bad echo on his stream for you. I don't know if he has you on speaker, so that's probably your headphones or something."
Yeah, I lowered it a little bit. Hopefully that helped.
Lower it some more, please. I gotta be nice, man.
Yeah, is that better? Is the echo gone a little bit?
Ricky, hit me up. Let me know if the echo's gone. For those of you going in and out of our streams, or you ask your peoples. None of your peoples let you know. They don't care about me.
I did. Someone did, and I lowered it.
Okay.
Thanks, Oliver. Is that echo gone for the couch? Hopefully, I'll move the mic back a little bit too. I'll sacrifice my audio for the couch.
Duke Johnson will start at RB or take over by October. No, I don't. I think Lamar Miller's the starter, but I think Duke Johnson's already going to get a significant role, and then that role may increase. I just don't see him as a 3-down back is all. Could be 50-50 split. Like, I don't see them going Duke Johnson all the way or Lamar Miller all the way. Smitty, your thoughts on the Texans running backs?
Yeah, I'm not going to assume anything at this point other than Lamar Miller stays in his current role, and that Duke Johnson may have, some sneaky good value if you can get him at the right price. The echo is. So I'm getting people saying the echo is still there, but they're saying it's on your channel. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know
the echo's on my channel.
I'm not sure, but Couch is up. You worry about your pick, Couch.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull a Smitty here.
Attaboy. Pat Mahomes. You sniped me.
Now my screen's frozen now. Me and you are not frozen, but the sleeper's frozen, and that's weird.
Yeah, it's having some issues.
The sleeper is good for me, but it's frozen on the video on my my stream. So weird.
Okay.
I don't even know how to fix that. I guess I'll refresh and see if it does anything.
Yeah, it might do it. It should do it.
Nope. Yeah, I'll fix it, guys.
Okay, I'm almost on the clock here.
Devontae Freeman.
On the clock. Boy, you guys didn't leave me much. Do I take the gamble on Antonio Brown at this point? What do you think, Couch?
Just a couple picks too early, maybe. I don't know.
It's tough. At this point, it's like
it's tough because he's.
It's like
it's tough because he's right. That's round 4, so it's tough. That's quite the decision.
I'm gonna go Josh Jacobs here, even though I typically do wait on him, but I'm okay at this point with given who's left, and I'm gonna roll with Antonio Brown for now. This could change. But I think that gives me a pretty darn good-looking team if Antonio Brown does, in fact, return, have Odell Beckham Jr., Dalvin Cook, Josh Jacobs, and Antonio Brown. I can live with that.
Yeah, you got Odell, so, I mean, if he's able to stay healthy, then you're not in that bad a shape if something were to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, should I go with the tight end that I hate? I think
Savvy says, I like like I said, that was Couch's real voice. He should do voiceovers. Here, let's do a voiceover real quick on your pick. And Couch has Le'Veon Bell, Mike Evans, and Patrick Mahomes. Couch, who are you going with the next pick?
Oh, Smitty, I'm going with Zach Ertz, and I know I stole someone's tight end, and that might hurt. I don't know, was that right? No, that was a whack radio. That was the whack radio, the wacky morning show, fun radio host voice. I tried though.
I like it. Bell, Evans, Mahomes, Ertz. It's pretty well balanced, my friend.
It's a mock. I never really do this, but it's like, this is the time where you try something different. And how boring is it? I do a mock at least once a week, more like twice a week, and I post it. And it's like, you can't pick the same exact people every time.
Right.
And I mean, they fell a little bit to me. I hated your Mahomes pick in the Throne League, but once Tyreek Hill, I hated it. But once Tyreek Hill wasn't suspended, I thought it was decent. It wasn't too bad.
I like it.
He's
Mahomes
a baller, dude. He's such a baller.
Yeah.
Like I hate this regression talk that people bring up.
Yeah, the guy's first year, and he's supposed to just not improve, I guess.
He made a ton of mistakes. He fumbled the ball. He threw picks. He made a lot of mistakes. I mean, he can get, and he didn't change any calls at the line of scrimmage. I already hear he's already doing that in practice. And Andy Reid, man, give him props, man. He's really good with quarterbacks and offenses and preparation. And, man, he's going to be calling plays at the line of scrimmage, changing plays, throwing less picks. Every rookie quarterback throws a bunch of picks and makes mistakes.
Dave says, Fantasy Couch, can you give me your Luke, I'm your father voice?
I'm not a voiceover guy. Luke. That's cringy. I do like Star Wars though. Like when I went to your website, Sleeper U, to get a picture, and I saw you wearing it. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I think Rogue One is one of my favorite movies. I love that movie so much.
I like Star Wars.
The Rogue One was the only thing like bad about it, like not that bad, was like there was a lot of when the planets came up and they kept putting the names. Mm-hmm. It was just kind of like we went through like 12 planets and like 12 names. Like this is this planet, this is that planet. Other than that, man, yeah, I love Star Wars. I love that movie.
Yes, sir. So normally I draft a QB early. It looks like all the QBs are getting taken like crazy in this draft. Normally QBs definitely fall a little bit further, but this is one of the first teams in a while that I haven't grabbed like an Aaron Rodgers or a Baker or a Mahomes. So we'll see what happens for me. But I like this team so far. Odell, Dalvin, Josh Jacobs, and Antonio Brown. We'll see on Antonio Brown. I feel like at fourth round, you got to start thinking about it, but the news could change tomorrow and make us not even draft a guy. Who knows?
So, little bit weird what happened. I drafted Patrick Mahomes right around where he's going, basically, or maybe slightly later. And then it went weird right here at 4.10. It went Rodgers, then 4.11 Baker, and basically with the very next pick, because he's got the turn. So it went Rodgers, Baker, and Luck back to back to back, which is a bit, it's a bit weird. That's a bit weird. So Smitty, the fantasy football show, he's got the 12th pick. He went Odell Beckham, the guy who formerly used to fight with the kicking net. And then he went Dalvin Cook, who can't stay healthy. Josh Jacobs, who's on the Raiders. We don't know what's going on there. Should be a workhorse. And then he went with another Raider, Antonio Brown, who wants to wear a helmet from 1932.
Yeah, I wasn't thrilled about having to go back-to-back Raiders, but
Smitty gets a team grade Hard Knocks. He gets an age for Hard Knocks.
My team's either going to blow up in a good way or a bad way.
Yeah, because there's some ballers on potential super ballers on that, like Odell, top 3 wide receiver. AB could be top 5 wide receiver. Dalvin Cook, if he's healthy, could be top 10. Josh Jacobs. I don't know. Josh Jacobs is like one of the bigger question marks for me. That team is such a weird team, weird coach. That team has potential, but I think we all expect them to fall flat in a way, or something to go wrong.
Hit that thumbs up if you're waiting in each of our rooms, guys. Come on.
Or hit a thumbs down for me. It's all good if you don't like it. Give me anything, up or down, all good. As long as you give one of them, I like
There
it.
should be a meh button. Like in between.
Mediocre. That's where you don't want to be ever on social media, YouTube. If no one cares about you and they just leave, I want a hater or a lover. Like no in betweens.
Yeah. So hit that thumbs up, people. Come on. Thank you. What are we at? Hopefully I'm not delayed. Tyler Boyd just went, right?
I just got Boyd. Yeah, I just picked him like 2 seconds ago.
Just making sure.
Brain, you hyped about Godwin's preseason TD. What happened was something weird. Like I caught it. Wasn't that a rushing touchdown by Godwin, or was that a shovel pass? I had it all set up and my TV got screwed up, and my whole day was ruined because all I wanted to do, I watched Kyler Murray's drive, and then the next day I wanted to watch Jameis Winston's drive, and something got screwed around with my TV, and I was so pissed. So I got a glimpse of that Godwin touchdown. But yeah, man, I'm overall excited about the Bucs offense. So yeah, for sure, we know Godwin's gonna get a lot of work.
Yeah, Godwin's gonna go nuts, man. This draft is falling weird. That's for sure.
Not too the picks, not too weird.
Well, it depends on the angle you're sitting at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think of my team as like kind of balanced and okay, but I've never, the little bit about how I draft, you've seen a few of my drafts and mocks. Yeah. I've never ever done this. So I've never drafted Mahomes in any mock ever. Yeah. And I've done maybe 50, 100 mocks already. So that's weird. I never ever drafted Zach Ertz, I don't think either. So, and I usually don't take Boyd, but I felt like, there was 3 or 4 wide receivers there, and Boyd was probably the best one I liked. And then you probably don't do that a lot, huh? You're not huge on Josh Jacobs, and
I'm not.
Let me sum it up. Okay, so Smitty. Okay, I'll do.
Let me make these two.
I'll
picks
do my team first. So I got the 7th overall pick in our 12-team mock. I went with Le'Veon Bell. I think a top 5 running back. I like him. And then I went with Mike Evans, a top 8 wide receiver. Mahomes, Zach Ertz, Tyler Boyd, Smitty from the Fantasy Football Show. He had the last pick of the 12-team mock. He went with Odell Beckham, Dalvin Cook, Josh Jacobs, AB, Deshaun Watson, and AJ Green, continuing this super high-risk strategy.
It's a mock, so I'm a little bit more ballsy. Yeah. But I figure, AJ Green, there's talk about him missing a couple games, talk about him missing half a season. We'll find out. I have a feeling most of these guys come along faster, typically. So I hear different things right now about AJ Green.
I think the bigger picture is if you can afford to have AJ Green on your bench up until the first bye week or two. So even if he's, if he performs well, but he's really gets it going week 4 or 5, that's still fine. Because when you draft AJ Green, you should be like, look, I'm able to survive if he's out for 3 or 4 weeks. You got to know you're going to bench him. So with that being said, you don't really need to start him until the bye weeks hit. So I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think this would be okay. This would help fill in that Antonio Brown void eventually if I end up getting screwed on that with my 4th pick. But AB, what's funny is I strategically picked Josh Jacobs instead of Antonio Brown for that 3.12 because I wanted to at least look on paper that I waited till the 4th round to take AB.
Hey, I don't blame you because taking AB in round 3 is a cue the sleeper sound effect.
This was this right here. Take AB in round 3.
This is my last word. No.
So definitely.
Where's that from?
Definitely don't.
Where's that snippet from?
Oh, this right here. A no button.
No!
Oh, it's just, I thought that was from a movie or something. So some dude got in the studio booth and recorded all that.
Yeah.
How much you think he got paid? Not much.
No.
Could be a Fiverr gig.
It's probably, this is probably some dude's own creation that he did. He sold on Amazon.
Yeah. That's right. Actually, that's what happened.
Yeah. Nowadays. So looking at these teams, man, looking at the 1 point. So I think my team would be borderline top 5 or 6. I know I'm biased to my own team, but I think Michael Thomas, Tyreek Hill, Devonta Freeman, Woods, Coleman. I feel like that number 11 spot is missing maybe one move away from being, I think, a potential, top 5 team. Nick Chubb, Juju, Damian Williams, Chris Godwin, Philip Lindsay, Darrell Henderson. I like that team. It needs something, but Darrell Henderson could be that something. So I think that team could be in the mix with something like that happening. Team, let's see, 12, 11. So team 9, Julio, Connor, Cooper, Fournette, Landry, Penny. It's pretty decent. And then Chris pick 8, Hopkins, Mixon, Henry, Edelman, O.J. Howard, Eckler. Your team at team 7, Bell, Mike Evans, Mahomes, Ertz, Boyd. I like your team, and I'm not just saying this because you're on my show and I'm on your show simultaneously, but I think your team would definitely be top 5 of this group.
I like my team a lot, even though it's not really my strategy, but I let the draft come to me, and I really feel like it's good. Well, I mean, for those that don't know, Smitty lets me know if he doesn't like it, So he said he hated my Edelman pick, so he lets me know. Yeah,
I'll let you know.
Fine.
All over at the one spot: Kamara, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, Cooper Kupp, Andrew Luck, Pettis. I don't like the wide receivers. Definitely am not a fan of Kupp in the 4th round, but you can't go wrong with. I'd almost say you could even swap the Montgomery and Aaron Jones picks. Not that it's a turn, but typically seeing Montgomery in the late 2nd round now, I think will be a normal thing moving forward. But I like those 3. You can't go wrong. Luck as his 5th pick is great. He's a top 6 team in my opinion. Team 2, Barkley, Melvin Gordon. Couch is making his pick right now. Barkley, Melvin Gordon, carry on. Mayfield, I like that. That's a good team if Melvin Gordon comes back. If not, he's toast. But that's a good team. Weak at wide receiver, but we'll see what he does. I think you're a couple moves away, but definitely has potential. Team 3, McCaffrey, Gurley, Thielen, A-Rod, Ridley, Jeffrey. I like that team. That's, I think, top 6-ish. And then the last 2 teams, Team 4 and Team 5, David Johnson, Allen, Mack, Galladay. I think a couple things need to happen for that team. And then Elliott, I like Team 5, Elliott and Kittle, Hilton, Ingram, White. I like the beginning of that, but I don't know that team's going to be top 4 or 5 unless something happens. So, man, I don't know that I named enough top 5 or top 6 teams then. Normally I name like 7 of them that have top 5 potential, and I felt like I struggled to get 6, not because they're bad, but because they're so evenly spread out. Like, this is a very evenly spread out draft. People, when you draft with our followers, it's harder. Don't you find when you draft with your own people, it's so hard to field a good team because you're like-minded. They're sniping you left and right. Let's see here.
I just went with Rojo, bit of a surprise, but the Dante Foreman sweepstakes was over, the Duke Johnson sweepstakes was over, and so the only sweepstakes that's really left is Melvin Gordon. And please, man, I would not spend $12.3 million a year and trade assets to get Melvin Gordon. It's just, to me, is ridiculous. So I went with Rojo. I went with upside, and I like that pick. It was between a couple players. I think I got a pretty solid team.
Not bad.
I'm getting advice here. Advice incoming. Brain, you should always wait on QB and tight end. Could have been an A+ draft otherwise.
I love when
Thanks
people
for the advice, bud.
I love when people say that. Like, we don't do this for a living, or there's opinions to be had. I love opinions. I love differing opinions. So if he's like, hey, I like to wait on a QB, I'm like, dude, you trust your gut, go with yourself. But I love when someone tells you, like, let me tell you something that you don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm totally cool with him. It's his delivery that was just funny. He goes, hold on, can you pause the draft? Hold on a second. See, look, this is, Zach Ertz round 4 is, this is how you do not get an A+. Just want to let you know. Okay, resume the draft.
Like, there aren't 2 sides to that story.
Yeah, I mean, so it was, I was having a convo back and forth with this guy on YouTube. It was it's cool convo. Like, it's fine. But then he went, look, man, last year in your couch party league, I told you, you drafted Zach Ertz round 3, and that's how you ruined your team. I was like, no, I ruined my team by drafting Jordan Howard. But then the guy 2 picks before me, he had a killer squad. He had Mahomes, Saquon, C-Mac. He absolutely killed. I was like, the guy 2 picks before me, he would have actually won if he drafted Zach Ertz instead of Doug Baldwin. So in that specific case, what just Smitty said, but that's just that one case, and in almost every case, there's two sides of the coin. There's not just one way to win a league. I feel like my team is solid. It's definitely, it's not that as strong as I want for running back and wide receiver, but most of the people in this mock are pretty smart, and they look at team 1 and team 2. They're people are going running back, wide receiver. They're really attacking it.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I mean, the argument is so crazy to me. It's the same argument with the drafting. There's two major arguments that I battle on a daily basis. Is taking Pat Mahomes in the 3rd round. I can't tell you how many people come to me with the exact same stance they came to you with. The delivery of it is funny. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe
I did that. I did that to you in the Throne League.
Yeah.
I did. I exactly did that, and then I was like, dude, Tyreek Hill's not suspended. Not so bad.
I deal with the Pat Mahomes in the 3rd round conversation all the time, and I wish I just had a repeat button so I don't have to repeat myself. But the other conversation I have with people constantly, it's a battle, is I've decided I divide the world into two kinds of people. Those that will draft Kareem Hunt this year and wait on him because they either have Nick Chubb, and that's my one thing is you got to own Kareem Hunt if you're a Nick Chubb owner. And I get that there's another side of it. I'm not calling the other side crazy, but there's a side of people there's a population of people that will do it and won't do it. And the people that won't draft Kareem Hunt are so hell bent against it. They go at you constantly. They're like, dude, you realize he's not out. He's going to be out half a season. I'm like, yeah, I do realize it. It's just, those are the two battles.
You're pro at Kareem Hunt. Well, Kareem Hunt, I'm not gonna say never draft him, but he is not worth drafting in a lot of cases because his ADP is sometimes high. Well, he's sometimes drafted early because he's a name. He has got that little bit of a name. If you have a shallow bench, you can't really afford him because the bye weeks are hitting hard, and you're not ever going to start him until after week 10, probably, if you would. So there's that there. And then, so there's those two things really working against you. Other than that, I'm okay. If you're in a deep league and if he falls and you have a deep bench, he is a great stash because 1+ is we can almost bank. We definitely can bank on Kareem Hunt not getting injured the first 8-9 weeks.
Yeah, but the one thing that I'm normally pushing on it, and people don't either watch the video or read the comments or read the article or whatever, is that my main thing is I'm okay with drafting him. I'm take your stance on it. When I don't own Nick Chubb, I'm like, depends where his ADP is, because I do want to grab guys like Jalen Samuels and Devin Singletary before I go with a guy like that, and that's about where Hunt's going. But if you own Nick Chubb, you have to take him. And if in my opinion, if you have a guy like Nick Chubb who's very injury prone, very aggressive, upright runner, going to be abused, especially with Duke Johnson heading elsewhere, you have Nick Chubb probably the most likely to get dinged up, in my opinion, given his abusive, aggressive running style. Him and Derrick Henry are so abusive and aggressive to themselves, and Leonard Fournette, they're walking injuries. So I just think that with Kareem Hunt being a guy that could step in and you don't miss a beat, it's a no-brainer if you own Nick Chubb. Now, if you're in a small league, like you said, you can't afford to do things like
shallow
that.
Bench. Some people set it up wrong and have 3 bench spots, and I think five is even too little. So 5 bench spots, I don't know if I want to stash Kareem.
Then you can't draft Nick Chubb, in my opinion, because you can't properly back him up. That's been my stance for it, anyways.
I got you, and I pretty much agree. If I got Chubb, I'm definitely the next dude I'm queuing up and watching every round is Hunt. So I'm definitely looking at him and hoping that I don't have to get him round set. So where let me pull up the ADP. Where is he going, and where would you draft him if you have Chubb?
Well, look at him right now. He's the top player available on our pre-rank list right now. He's sitting there at running back, top rank, and everyone's kind of passing on him. He just went, I think. So Kareem Hunt went in round 9. Look at all the players around there. You can do without those players. You can do without. Let's see. Did he go? I think he went.
No, he didn't. That was I don't know. I think you're thinking of Damian Harris. So Kareem Hunt's ADP, by the way, is smack dead middle in the 8th round. So in the middle of 8th round in a 12 team is his ADP currently.
Day Westbrook, Fuller, I like Samuels more. So there are some players I will take over him, but I could do without Sammy Watkins. I can do without Corey Davis. I can do without
Larry Fitz.
Will
do
Fuller.
Larry Fitz.
If you need a QB, then Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, Kyler Murray are all great picks here. But I could do without those guys to ensure that I sleep at night because I drafted Nick Chubb, and I want to not miss a beat. He's not just a good handcuff. He is not miss a beat material if you own Nick Chubb. So it's just a constant battle with people whenever I post anything on Kareem Hunt.
I got you. Okay. So if you have Chubb, what round? Just to give an estimate number, what round are you targeting? 8. Okay, so 7's too early. You're saying, right?
Yeah, 8 where you're talking about Will Fuller, Westbrook. I like MVS, Valdez-Scantling. I do like him, but you could live without him. You could take a Fitz later or somebody like that later. You can't, I think, live without Hunt if Chubb goes down. And you have to think Chubb is probably, I think there's some injury predictor apps out there that have him a little bit higher than the average bear for getting hurt, later on in the season, but we'll see. It's all obviously a crapshoot whenever you're trying to predict injury, but when a runner has had his leg and entire knee dislocated and he appears to be a runner that's more susceptible to injury, you could argue that he's, obviously not been in the league long. But I would say that to me, his aggressive style, upright style, the fact that they're going to overwork him like crazy now that Duke is gone, that tells me that there's a higher chance, in my opinion, than a couple other players that you'd be drafting around his spot to be susceptible to that injury. And if you can cuff him to probably the best backup in the league, aside from Darrell Henderson, or if you want to say Todd Gurley's the backup to Darrell Henderson eventually, then I think Kareem Hunt fits that bill for being the best backup in the league.
For me, Hunt, and I know it's like close to what you said, Hunt is perfect round 9. That's my idea. So you say round 8, I say round 9, but realistically, you probably have to take him round 8. So then you have about a 85% chance, 90% chance to actually get him because his ADP is round 8. And so if you do wait round 9, unfortunately, you have maybe I'd say a 55-60% chance of getting him round 9. That's just ideal too. I mean, if I have Chubb and there's not too many players I like in round 8. Other than Hunt, I'm gonna get Hunt, but I'm just saying, like, ideally, I want him round 9. But what Smitty said, if you might have to get him round 8. I have a couple questions here. Hold on. So Bell or Zeke or DJ at 4? I would go DJ at 4. Do you agree, Smitty?
What is the question? Bell,
Zeke, or DJ at 4?
Zeke is not falling out of my top 4, not yet.
Oh, so you got Zeke is okay.
Yeah, I had no question about it. When he falls to 5, I'm ear to ear grin.
Got you.
I'm not dropping him out yet.
Okay, so I would go with DJ. So okay, after Zeke, let's say Zeke's gone, would you go DJ or Bell? I
would go DJ, but I do like Bell and DJ close to the same. And if I had like the same pick and I had 2 simultaneous drafts, I would not put all my eggs in one basket. I would probably draft one in one league and one in the other. They're that close.
That's funny, yeah. If I had 100 drafts at the same time simultaneously, I'd go 51 of them would be DJ.
Okay.
We're close. We're pretty close with that. I got DJ ranked ahead, but it is close because I love DJ, but then I also love Bell's upside. I think he's got something to prove. Gurley worth the risk? Well, I mean, you're on a show with Fantasy Couch and the Fantasy Football Show. I think we're both gonna give a fat no on Gurley worth the risk. I love Gurley in round 5 or 6.
No.
There you have it. Around 5 or 6 is good. Around where Tevin Coleman is going, that's where I have him ranked, guys. So
no, the answer is no.
That's pretty bad. Who you got, Tevin Coleman or Gurley?
I honestly, I gotta make.
You gotta make 2 picks. Don't distract him, guys, with the Gurley talk. I know what you guys are doing.
There you go.
Round 10, basically. That's pretty late.
And then my boy, I gotta back up my boy.
That's more important. With the Dalvin, getting a guy like Madison, I love Madison's moving up my rankings.
Yeah, I like Madison a lot. I think Madison is an insane handcuff. opportunity for people that want to take the chance on Dalvin Cook and not feel too badly about it, like too worried about it. You take Madison, you cuff the two, and you have, I think, some monster production, because Madison's not just fill-in material. He's like, that guy that like Connor, whereas like all of a sudden there's this beast of a fantasy running back on the fantasy scene if he gets in there. So it makes me feel real good about grabbing Cook.
Odell or Julio? Ooh, Pat, that's a tough one. I think I have Julio ranked a spot ahead of Odell, but it's like, Julio, I guess, is safer. Same team, year after year. He does get nicked up, so it's almost a tie for me. But I do have Julio ranked one spot higher, and it would be that case if I had 100 drafts. I would draft, maybe Julio 51 times and Odell 49, because I want some stock in Odell.
Yeah.
Couch, is Lindsey worth 12th round keeper now that Riddick is in the picture? Well, it depends on your other choices. I gotta know. I saw you ask that before, so I gotta know. Are your other choices complete poop? Then you're keeping Lindsey for a 12th rounder. If you have some real choices, then you're not keeping Lindsey. I think that's it. I think for a 12th rounder, that's good value, but all depends who your keepers are, man. I definitely would rather keep a guy like Juju, for instance, for a really early draft round pick.
Do you guys have the echo still now? Let me try something here. Talk a little bit, Couch.
I'm on the clock. I got 25 seconds left. I'm debating whether to draft a kicker or quarterback. And I'm going to
tell me if there's an echo.
Go with a quarterback. Just kidding.
Hopefully that fixes it, but we'll see. And if it doesn't, I'll try one more thing.
Yeah, I'd rather keep Damian Williams for a 12th rounder. So someone said the draft board is blurry. That's because of your connection probably, or the stream. Not much we can do. So make sure you're streaming at the highest quality. Get the best internet connection. Mixon or Cook? For me, it's Mixon all the way. For Smitty,
echo's gone.
Oh, you did? That's great, dude. You got rid of it in round 10? That's awesome. So this guy got a question. Dalvin or Mixon? I'm going Mixon all the way. Can you hear me, Smitty?
They're saying it's there still, so I'm sorry. I'm trying to work on it.
It's
okay. Talk a little bit again, Couch.
It's from your. It's probably picking it up from your Skype or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'll have to look into
That's
that. No
weird.
problem.
We got guys. Thanks for bearing with us, but this is what we got going on. Smitty's got a webcam, a camera, a microphone, headphones. We're on Skype right now. He's live streaming on his YouTube. He was also live streaming for 5 minutes on Instagram while doing it. I whipped out this webcam I bought from 5 years ago. I got that in this corner right here. I got a professional camera here, microphone. We're on Skype, live streaming on my YouTube. So we got a lot going on. So I don't know. Echo is kind of like, it pisses me off. I want it to be perfect, but I guess it could be a lot worse. We'll get it fixed next time we do this. Antonio Brown or Mike Evans? Did you guys hear the recent news about Antonio Brown's feet and head? I would go with Mike Evans if you were to consider these newses. Antonio Brown's got a lot of news. He bleaches his mustache. He throws a vase, almost hits a kid, and he talks trash about Ben. And then he records the locker room on Facebook Live or something. Well, Mike Tomlin's giving a speech calling the Patriots a-holes. And then he goes to the Raiders. They're on Hard Knocks. He goes to a cryotherapy chamber in Paris. Bare feet for some reason. Gets frostbite on his feet. Takes a picture of his feet. Smitty is infatuated with this foot picture, and then he does this helmet thing where he doesn't want to play unless he wears his helmet from 10 years ago or something.
Yeah, let's see. Antonio Brown for me. So as you guys can see, my draft here, I took him in the 4th round.
But you were scared to do it. You were scared to pull the trigger. You were hesitant.
Yeah, just joining me here. Antonio Brown, 4th round. I don't know whether that's going to be a mistake or not. I think I paired him up pretty good. Odell, Dalvin Cook, Josh Jacobs, Antonio Brown, Deshaun Watson, A.J. Green, Devin Singletary, Njoku, Madison cuffed. I think I've drafted a pretty risky / safe team. It's got a combination of it. But Antonio Brown, I don't know what to do with this guy. I told people yesterday when the news broke. It broke while I was doing a live show. And I was reading the news, because there was like multiple updates. I did like an hour and a half show. So during that hour and a half, there were like 2 or 3 brand new, fresh updates. And so we were refreshing them, talking about Antonio Brown the whole time, pretty much. And I honestly told people, I for the first time ever, I'm stumped on what advice to give somebody. I usually can come up with something like that. And I was literally like, I don't know where to tell people to draft this guy. I honestly don't, because I don't know where I'd draft him myself. And I think I'm coming to terms. It's taken me about 24 hours to digest it. But I'm coming to terms that right now, at least 4th round value feels like worth the risk in at least 1 or 2 leagues. If you do a ton of leagues, if you just do like 2 leagues, I don't know if I'd take the gamble in one of those, because that's 50% of your fantasy football fun on Sundays. But I just feel like I can't envision him missing the year. Although we could have said that about a lot of other players that did, in fact, get either raptured from the league, like Mike Vick, Ray Rice. Those situations were crazy. Kareem Hunt. Like, it seemed surreal when those guys were ripped from the league. It happens. And with Lev Bell, who knows, man?
C-Mac or Alvin Kamara, me and Smitty both agree Kamara. How does he not wear the proper footwear? So there's 2 factors to that, because I did cryotherapy once. The employees there, that's literally like their only job. And then he probably, as a one of the top world-class athletes, I'm sure knows that he has to wear those thick socks. So, I don't know. And then what we had to do on our podcast, Mike Mattal, my co-host, he's a big NBA fan. He was like, dude, I think this happened to an NBA player as well. And so we Googled it. And in 2011, before like anyone really knew what cryotherapy was, it was not mainstream back then. This guy went into the cryotherapy chamber with wet socks and basically suffered a similar thing. So, but that's less dumb, to be honest, because it's not as pop. Now cryotherapy is like, I mean, these guys do it, 3, 4, 5, maybe even every day sometimes. They're doing it every other day.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the sneaky cover my butt move.
Cardinals defense.
No.
Cardinals. No. you got Ty Williams.
Yeah. Why not?
Oh, I got a donation. Wow, I haven't got a donation in a while. What is this? 5 pounds? What country are you, Eggsy? Hi, Couch. AB is undraftable right now in the early rounds. I agree. He is borderline mentally unstable. Oh, borderline.
How do you like my cuff move, though?
Yeah, it's a great move. I mean, it's round 12, so, hard to argue against that. Like, I love it. 2 weeks until the listener league hyped. Okay, so... Yeah, I mean, man. I mean, we don't know AB personally. We're not doctors, but yeah, I think it's safe to say he's mentally not there, and he is unstable. We don't know what's gonna happen. No way you want to draft him in the first 2 rounds, and I wouldn't probably draft him in the first 3. But if he's sitting there at round 4, round 5, oh, it's €5. Oh, I like that. Got me some euros. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I like the handcuff move here with Tyrell Williams and AB. I think it gives me a little bit of solace, if you will.
This guy said, it's just such a dumb comment, but it's so funny. Watch, AB will start a feet charity on Hard Knocks. LOL.
He might.
Awareness. Remember, was it Paula Abdul or someone? They had infections from getting their nails done, and then I think she started like a cause, or actually made it aware on it. I mean, how is this that different, right? Employees screwing up and you getting injured or sick from something that's supposed to make you better.
He should have put helmets on his feet when he went in there. That would have protected him.
This man in there would have. I don't even know. I don't understand. I mean, once you step in, your feet are probably cold as hell, but he's got that mental strength. I don't get it.
Wow.
Sleepers have been giving me the wow of four rounds in a row, by the way.
I like the Armstead pick. I think Armstead's a damn fine cuff as well if people do go Fournette, but he's a great standalone grab and stash and wait because Armstead, I think he's starting some games in 2019. I am not a Fournette believer at all.
Yeah, Chris, Kiki does lose value from Duke Johnson getting there, and I drafted Kiki in the Experts League, and it was, that is what it is, and getting Duke Johnson was a very smart move by the Texans. They needed running back depth, and their O-line is bad, so they're going to change their mentality a little bit. They're going to dump it off to Kiki, dump it off to Duke Johnson, use Lamar Jackson. Maybe even a tight end emerges just a little bit. Probably not. But I'm saying, tight ends are also the short pass game. So they're going to help that. And then defenders hopefully will move down. And then you have Hopkins and Fuller, two big deep threats. So that was a very smart move to get Duke. And yes, that does crush Kiki's upside a bit. Like I was hoping Kiki would be a PPR monster, especially with Fuller always injured. But now for Kiki.
Yeah, I think Duke has a potential to be pretty good. We'll see if they know what they have there. And Houston doesn't seem to use their running backs like you like, but they've also,
Duke Johnson though, man. Like,
yeah,
dude, I hope you're right because I drafted Kiki super early, and I got a lot of flack for that. So I hope you're right. Just gonna be tough, man. I mean, Deshaun Watson, I don't see him throwing 5,000 yards. So if Fuller is injured, boom, right away, Kiki stock rises. If something happens with Duke or I don't know, something's not working, then Kiki's still viable. But did not draft him at a good value. Got disappointed with that, but it is what it is.
So who are your steals for the draft so far? The guys that I think, let's see here, that I like, that I think are absolute steals. I think Montgomery, even though he went at the top of the third, I still feel like Montgomery people are just not realizing how good this guy can be. So if you can get him anywhere near in the third round, if you can get him in the fourth and fifth round, still you're drafting in a small league.
I got to talk about Montgomery. Taylor Gabriel's my boy. He's a friend of mine. He's one of the coolest dudes I ever met. Period. And that Matt Nagy offense is proven. That O-line is proven. That's a great situation for him. Nagy said, Jordan Howard, you're out. I don't like you. We tried it out, bud. I tried to give you the tools, and you screwed up. Go to Philadelphia. Then he went and got David Montgomery was his guy. He went and got him in a perfect situation. And guys, Mitchell Trubisky has all the tools. He's really talented. He was inconsistent and made some dumb moves last year. It was a bit frustrating watching him play most games, but he can be more comfortable in that Matt Nagy system, and this offense can really fly. Defense is already the best in the league, hands down, so that's going to equal more opportunities. Get the ball in the Bears' hands a lot. They will have the lead or be close in games, and Montgomery can do it all. Goal line, receiving, and rushing. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with my Montgomery speech.
I think Darwin Thompson looks like he could be a steal in the 11th round. I like my Madison pick in the 10th round. Trying to see some other sleepers that I like. Did you take Curtis Samuel?
No, someone
okay,
else
I like Curtis Samuel, but I guess it could be a little high in the 9th, but I do think he could be pretty good this year. I'm just taking a look. Do you like Ballage or you like Drake?
Ballage or Drake? I would pretty much say neither, and I'm not gonna make it like a hot take or a bull. I mean, I kind of not my ideal picks. I kind of avoid them most of the time, to be honest.
Yeah.
The 32nd ranked NFL team, 32nd odds to win the Super Bowl this year is the Dolphins in Vegas. Not too good.
Okay, so I'm coming up here. What are we doing? 16 rounds on this?
Yeah, 16 rounds.
Okay.
Wow.
Shut up, Sleeper.
I'm
sorry, not you. Not you. I told Sleeper's sound effect to shut up. They keep giving me that wow. Piss me off.
Kiki. You like Kiki? He's hurt, but I think he's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
So
well, I got him like in round 8 or something in my experts league, and it was just I'm mad at that now. But at round 13, he's fine. I mean, he's definitely not starting. He's not. He's my 5th wide receiver or whatever. So I got another donation from Hapa. How I don't know how to say that. We'll just call you Hapa. Bit of a weird comment, but you're a donator, so I will read it. Really want Smitty to hear this.
That's my follower. What's he doing over there donating to you? Send your pounds to me.
This one's US dollars, by the way. Please convince Smitty to grow that alpha male fantasy football winning beard.
Convince Smitty
That's the comment. Please convince Smitty to grow that alpha male fantasy football winning beard.
Okay.
I'm not going to convince him because this is my brand and it makes me stand out. And then Smitty has that, hat backwards, looking crazy, sleepers. That's his brand. So let him. He doesn't need the big beard. And guys, it might look weird if he grows a big beard. It might hurt him.
Don't worry, I can't grow it.
Ah! There we have it, folks. He can't grow the beard. That's what we learned.
I can't grow that, so
I'm safe. My brand is safe.
I've tried before, but I definitely cannot grow something that thick.
Oh yeah.
I'm giving it my go here, probably soon in the next month to give a normal sized beard, but it will not get to that. How long did it take you to grow that?
Everyone asks me that, and it's like a lot of the answers people get are kind of the opposite of what they expect. I think 4 months. I don't know, anywhere from 3 to 6 months. And what my issue was that, like your society tells you got to shave, buy these expensive razors, shave, and I'd always get bumps. It's always been itchy. I've always hated it. So then I'm trying to find new ways, new.
Real quickly, Couch. I'm frozen again.
I'll try to pick if I can. Who do you want? John Brown, Marquise Goodwin, Isabella, Deshaun Hamilton, Jerick McKinnon, Dante Foreman, Alfred Morris. Big Ben.
Pick for me, Couch, then I'll get the second one. Hopefully it refreshes.
Shoot. I don't know what to do.
I'm all locked up. It should undo itself in a second here. Hold on.
I can Rams D. I'll remove it. Okay. Let me know when it's better, so I remove that, and then.
Okay.
Let me know when it's better. I was like, what was I going to add? Oh, yeah. So let me talk about my beard, and then we'll resume in like 30 seconds. So it was always bad. And then, I was trying to find what ointments or what aftershave and stuff. And then I went to the electric clipper, what you use to give yourself a taper or whatnot. And it's not as good of a shave. And that was better. And then I grew a little beard. I had designs. And once I did, everyone thinks it itches and it's bad. This is how I'm naturally supposed to be. This is my destiny. And it just comes natural, and that's what it is. I didn't grow it out to be a hipster or whatever people say. I hate when people come up to me randomly and be like, "What's up with these beards nowadays?" Like, dude, I don't know you. Like, move on. I don't like people. Yo, help me out. I can choose to have a pick between 7 to 12. Which one do I choose? Smitty, what should this guy choose? What draft positions? Anywhere from 7 to 12.
I like 7. I think 6 and 7 are like some of the best picks because you get that third player that's just almost as good as everybody's second. And yeah, so I'm a
Wait,
big
what does that mean?
proponent
Third
of
player just as
6 spot.
What does that mean? Third player just as good as second?
Like your third player verges on the quality of players being taken in the second round. So
your third round pick, you mean?
Yeah, and with or the 5 pick because then Zeke might fall, and then look, Hapa comes back into my chat and gives me a 5 spot. Thank you, Hapa. Hapa felt bad because he went into your domain and dropped a nugget for you.
Hey,
Thanks,
that's
Hapa.
the way to do it. He came on both live streams and donated. I don't think you can ask for more than that. Like that's exactly. It's like the.
Thank you, Hapa.
I don't know this word, but it's the coup de grace, whatever. I don't know any phrases.
Yeah. How do you feel about Darwin So with his super chat, he's saying, how do you feel about Darwin Thompson now that Reed said he's going with a committee? I think it just makes him a must-have handcuff. I think he eventually will be the handcuff. I think Hyde's probably going to open up as the backup because Darwin's a rookie. The offense is complex. Hap, I didn't mean to guilt you. I was joking. But thank you. I think that offense is so complex that it's going to be hard for Darwin to grab it right away. And I think that makes Damian Williams more of a default starter than people realize. Like, Reed can say whatever he wants. They came out and said that he's the guy. They extended him. They're talking him up big time earlier. So what are you going to believe? The most recent said thing was that they might use a committee. But what does that even mean when a coach is asked that? He's trying to tell you that he likes all of his running backs. So he's going to spell Damian Williams. I still firmly believe Damian Williams warrants a third-round pick, but I do think you have to cuff him. And in long term, I do believe it will be Darwin Thompson.
I'm going with a no cuff just because that's what I do believe. Everything Smitty said, I agree with, and I mean that's what I think will happen. So Hyde, back up for sure in the beginning. Darwin Thompson's the one with the upside, and he'll eventually win it. And then there's Daryl Williams, another, just so you guys know, fantasy-wise, there's 2 D Williams on the same team. So be careful of that, you guys that are in auction leagues. But I don't know, though. I feel like anything can happen, and when there's no clear handcuff, I usually don't do it. Madison, to me, that's the clear handcuff to Dalvin Cook. That's why I love that one. Boom, going to go get him. And there's a couple other clear handcuffs. With the Chiefs, I feel like, you got to even consider Daryl Williams, even though, yeah, he's RB4. It's just too messy for me. I'm scared. I have Damian Williams in both leagues. I'm scared.
Hey Couch, if you don't mind me talking about this real quick, and I'd love to have you on during the show, but I'm doing a 24-hour live stream again. It's going to be August. I'll put it up on screen here on my side of the show. But August 23rd, Friday, I'm going live on a Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, so 11 p.m. Pacific time for 24 hours straight again. I'll be doing mock drafts. This time I'm going to be getting out of the studio. I'm going to be doing live streams kind of all over, but it'll be continuous 24 straight hours or until I pass out. Last time I didn't pass out. Last time I made it. I was able to survive another day. But I'd love to maybe have you on for an hour. If you can't, no problem. But basically, it's up to you. I'll be around.
You'll be available, huh? Because you're live streaming 24 hours. You'll be available.
So no need to schedule a time. If you're around, just dial me up.
I'll probably be. That day works for me. And I'll be. Yeah, I can definitely do it. I'll shoot you a DM or text, and I'll be like, hey, let's hop on.
Text me first because I will be doing a draft, so that during that time I won't be able to. Or if I'm eating wings at my favorite wing stop at 2 a.m.
Of course I'll text you before, because I want you to be ready, and yeah, I can probably hop on. That'll be cool.
But yeah, that's gonna be let me put up on screen here. Friday, August 23rd. Friday at 2 p.m. 24-hour live stream. So, just so you know, now you know.
Yeah, Smitty, August 23rd, Friday, doing a 24-hour live stream, and I'll probably hop on.
Yeah. I'll be around. I had my buddy, we call him Drunk Goldie but my buddy Goldie, he called up pissed drunk, dude. He was so drunk. He was FaceTiming me, and I put it on screen for a minute. And he's really good at fantasy football, though. He's one of my most trusted, buddy advice givers. And when he says something, I listen. And so we're trying to pick his brain while he's pissed drunk. And he was showing... And I was like, is your wife okay with you being pissed drunk on a live show? And he was like, dude, she's fine with it. She's fine. And he angles the phone at her, and she's sitting upright, passed out in a cab or a Uber. They were hammered. But I had everybody call in during my last 24-hour live stream. But that was one of the most entertaining ones because he was so hammered. He didn't remember a thing about it the day after. But he gave damn good advice on the show while he was drunk. He didn't disappoint. He said, I asked him who his biggest sleeper was, and he said Aaron Jones. And I do think Aaron Jones has a chance to be a real big breakout candidate in 2019. What do you think about Aaron Jones?
I have him
His Brett Goldie record.
about tied with Kerryon Johnson, but because Aaron Jones has way more upside on a better team, I do have him ranked a spot ahead of Kerryon. I mean, that's really it. Like, I like him, but there is, like, he's never truly proved it that he can be an RB1 in fantasy, and they have a new coach. Aaron Rodgers is super elite. People underestimate him, but he's been hurt the last 2 years, getting up there in age, and there's just some worries there is all. And so I'm fine with Aaron Jones as a perfect candidate for 0 RB light strategy. Get him round 3 if you go wide receiver. So I'm cool with him, but I wouldn't call him biggest sleeper. Oh, I got a question. I got a question for you really quick. Shoot, what was it? Before, because damn it. My bad. Oh, here it is. This is one I want to. Hey, I'm in a keeper league, half PPR. Do you guys think I should take Sony Michel with a 7th round pick or Geis with a 9th?
What is it, Geis with the 9th or who?
Geis with the 9th or Sony Michel with the 7th? I'm thinking Geis, but I don't. What do I?
What was the round pick for Michel? Because the feed was cutting out.
Michel 7th round keeper, Geis 9th round keeper.
Yeah, I'm getting some weird feedback. I think maybe this cross streaming thing is causing some delays after about an hour on.
Let me type it in the sleeper app.
Yeah, I'm not sure what round you said on Michel, but I'm not a huge fan of Michel this year. I think Michel is going to run into some knee issues. So depending on how early that was, I think Geis has got neither one of those guys I'm banking on in 2019, but at least Geis has potential if you're talking double-digit keeper value. What do you think?
I would go Geis, man. Geis baby, says LBC. What pick would I have between 7 to 12? I would go 7 if I think I can get DJ or Bell. Or if you also like Zeke, then 7 is cool. If not, then I might go 12 and just get the top running back and top wide receiver. I think that's cool. Go Juju and Chubb maybe with the first 2. So it really depends. I recommend doing mocks in all those spots and seeing what you think. And by the way, guys, make sure you do check out my newest video. It's called NFL Preseason Recap, August 8th. This one right here on my YouTube channel. Make sure you guys do check it out. Just recap the top 10 fantasy performances from Thursday's games. It's a really good video. I made it for you guys, and a lot of people liked it. It's got a lot of great feedback, and people want me to do it every week. So with that being said, Smitty can't hear me anymore. We're going to wrap it up. I'm going to go over just my team and Smitty's team.
Okay.
You can hear me now?
My audio is cutting in and out. I think my followers can hear you, but for some reason I'm having trouble. I think it's just because we're streaming both, and it's just kind of. If I don't hear you, I'll review too right after you do it. But go ahead and review.
I'll go over my team and then Smitty's team. And guys, if you want a team grade, take a screenshot, hit us up on Instagram at FantasyCouch or The Fantasy Football Show on Instagram. You can also find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook, whatever. Smitty has a Twitter too. It's different. It's Fake Smitty, I think.
Yep. Fake Smitty.
So yeah, hit us up on Instagram or Twitter, and then we will give you each a team grade and personalize it and the whole thing like that. We really appreciate it. This whole thing's about cross promoting. Check out Smitty's YouTube. It's in the description. Follow both of us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Lots of great content. And Smitty's doing that 24-hour live stream. Should be extra spicy. I love chicken wings. He's going to eat chicken wings probably. So that's going to be awesome. Yeah, I love chicken wings. I went to Buffalo and they had, amazing chicken wings in Buffalo, New York. Come on. So my team.
I hope.
Go ahead.
I hope you call in, Couch. Yeah, sorry, it's cutting in and out. I didn't mean to cut you
It's
off
all
there.
good.
I can't, for some reason, I can't hear you here and there. But yeah, I'd love to have the Couch on. So definitely, whether it's your Couch fam or the Fantasy Football Show fam, August 23rd, Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 24 hours straight. and I hope to have this man with this beautiful beard on at some point.
I definitely will try to hop on. And guys, check out my latest video, NFL preseason recap. It's very spicy, very good. A lot of people love it. Let's go to my teams. I had the 7th overall pick, 12-team full PPR sleeper draft. I went with something I never usually go with, but I ended up with a decent team. Crazy team, but I like it still. Le'Veon Bell, Mike Evans, Patrick Mahomes, Zach Ertz, Tyler Boyd, Miles Sanders, Rojo, D.D. Westbrook, Justin Jackson, DK Metcalf, Tony Pollard, Rock Armstead, Kiki Cutie, Deshaun Hamilton, Ravens D, and Robbie Gould. I don't know. Well, Smitty, what do you think about my team? I'd rather hear what you got to say.
I like your team. I think that you definitely, and I'm not just saying this because you know that I am honest. I have been about everybody's team when I review it. I think you can't go wrong with those top three. And Ertz, although I'm not a huge Ertz fan, at 4th round value, I mean, he arguably has similar value to the top 2 tight ends, and you and I both agree George Kittle is the number 2 tight end in 2019. I think he could have a cup of coffee with Kelsey all year, but Ertz in the 4th, you can't argue that. And then I like Boyd a lot. Sanders, Jones, I mean, the rest is debatable, and it's all subjective, but I think that's a great start. I think you definitely would be a top 6 team for sure in this, or even top 5 in this league if we did a league with us.
Yeah, for sure. I love my team, and I got lots of upside. I think Miles Sanders was worth it, and I was able to kind of curb that risk by just throwing more darts at the RB draft board with Rojo, another similar risk with Justin Jackson, Tony Pollard. Out of those 2 running backs, maybe one of them does actually hold out. Rock Armstead if Fournette goes down. So just throwing all these darts because I did lock up my QB and tight end. I'm going for it. I completely agree with Smitty. I'm down on Ertz. I'm seeing a little bit regression, seeing an emergence with Goddard within the next year or 2. But at that round, I know Ertz is going to start off hot, be good. Then it's up to me to make some moves. Maybe I go after a Jared Cook or Njoku or Howard and make some moves, make some waiver moves. Did someone even draft? Oh, someone did draft Mark Andrews. So on and so forth. You got to make it work. Draft is a big part of the game. I'd say it's about 60% of the winning formula. But waivers and other, start sits is a huge, and then there's about maybe 20% luck. So I'd say like 45% draft, maybe 30% waivers, and the rest is luck, something around there. Smitty's team, he got team 12, and this is Smitty's team right here. He went Odell Beckham, Dalvin Cook, Josh Jacobs, Antonio Brown, Deshaun Watson, AJ Green, Devin Singletary, David Njoku, Kareem Hunt, Alexander Madison, Jared Goff, Ty Williams, love that pick, Big Ben, John Brown, Eagles D, and Stephen Gostkowski. Smitty, hopefully you can hear me and describe why you made such decisions.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I had to take off the I think what it was too is doing the split screen with everything. So now it's coming in clear as day. I just can't show the screen anymore. It was freezing up, man. But yeah, so Odell, Dalvin Cook, I take those guys 10 times out of 10 times in that scenario, that exact scenario. I think Odell could finish as the number 1 tight end or wide receiver in 2019. I think Odell can pull in 15 TDs. I think Cook could be a top 5 to 7 overall player, and the risk is baked into Cook's value, even at 2.1. I think it is. Josh Jacobs, I'm not a huge fan of, but in this scenario, he felt like a decent running back to throw into my running back 2 spot, given that I knew I could go with a little bit risky wide receiver 2 and Antonio Brown, but I handcuffed him to Tyrell Williams down below. Deshaun Watson, I felt was good value. AJ Green, sneaky value. Devin Singletary, I love, man. He's going to be amazing. I like this team. I think, honestly, I can be objective when I don't like my team. I'll let people know I don't like my draft. I like this draft. I definitely wouldn't take into battle in every league because of the risks that I have, but I think this could be either a top 1 to 5 team in this if this was a league, or obviously if Brown was to sit out, I'd be done.
Having an open mind, I think that you still took on too much risk with me and you both don't like Fournette, but maybe I don't know, Antonio Brown and Josh Jacobs and then AJ Green not too much later, and then Singletary kind of high, which I mean I love Singletary, but and that actually I don't know why, but in my head it just said round 7, but that's almost round 8, so not too bad. But yeah, that Josh Jacobs, that's really the main thing. Josh Jacobs and Antonio Brown. I don't know if I could do that. I think I'll have nightmares and sweat dreams every night if I were to draft that in a money league. It just every morning wake up sweaty looking at Antonio Brown news on my phone. Like, what's next? What's next? So, and then Josh Jacobs, a big question mark. But for Team 9 though, I mean, dude, you really slept on Armstead. If you got Fournette in round 4. You gotta go get Armstead was round 12. Like, how do you not go get Armstead, dude? Like, you gotta get that. So team's okay for Smitty. Odell and Dalvin, not high on Dalvin, but now that these running backs are just, like getting scarce, I like Mixon more. But Dalvin definitely does have that potential that Smitty said. And he went and got Alexander Madison, and Madison's kind of a guy I'm just targeting, period. I might even
definitely
like him more if I don't get Dalvin Cook, just because he's got a little bit of value with Dalvin, and he's got a ton of value if Dalvin gets hurt. I think what the Vikings will – this is my thinking, Smitty. I think the Vikings will limit Dalvin Cook. And that's not necessarily a bad – like, I'm not saying limit like he's going to suck. Like, I think they'll limit him a little because they're going to use that running back position a lot. That's going to be their philosophy, kind of like the Seahawks. That's a good, like, kind of comparison. And so they should limit Dalvin Cook a little bit, and Madison should get a little bit of run in there. Because why not? Like, you have a stud running back you drafted. You're excited. The man's been hurt every year he's been in the league. So why not limit him just a little bit, keep him fresh? And if you're the Vikings, you got to be thinking you got to be thinking, well, let's win in December. And so I see that they have to keep him fresh. And if they do play him a lot, I think his injury risk will go up significantly. So those are my thoughts. I'm high on Madison, though. I don't know about this 3 wide receiver thing you keep pulling, but I'm sure you got your reasons.
For the what?
The 3 quarterback thing you keep pulling. I never get that. But
I just didn't. I wouldn't have probably taken Goff. So I was just kind of taking the QB that I would have taken because I got timed out on Goff. I got timed out a couple times, and I just didn't want to draft a guy I didn't want to back.
Gotcha.
I like drafting Roethlisberger. So
there you have it, guys. Smitty does have a valid excuse for drafting Jared Goff. It was an auto pick, and he explained himself quite well. I'm satisfied with that. Make sure you guys subscribe to both my YouTube channels, Fantasy Couch and Fantasy Couch Podcast. Subscribe to Smitty's channel, The Fantasy Football Show. Links in the description. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if you didn't. And hit us up on social media, guys. Cross promotion.
I want to thank Couch for doing that mock draft with us, colliding our 2 communities together. Couch is the man. Go follow him at Fantasy Couch and make sure you're following the Fantasy Football Show. Subscribe, like, get some, and buckle up. Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.